it's me, BDB, and we are back in this trash heap of Danganronpa, and this is the trash heap I'm on about, that we had to go through special punishment, but Alter Ego saved us. Thankfully we ended up here, and not actually squished, and Kyoko, after a full day, has come down to save us as well. Now we have the bestest of friends. Now let's talk to Mrs. Kirigiri. Miss Kirigiri, sorry. But Kyoko, why did you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no. To atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to do to this school's do. What? I made up my mind to come to Holy Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Holy Peak.
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot. But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia. Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself and a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my abilities. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what if you... What if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Intuition was right, though. There's no way any ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I
understand.
Understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Feel sorry, bro. Yes. Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, nothing. It is nothing, right? No, it's not nothing.
Hey.
You know, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective! The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to host Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You have to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Host Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
in other words...
I was separated from him as a child, and as it turns out, he became the headmaster of Host Peak. Kyoko's dad is Host Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Yeah, she was pissed. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't a mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said that... Well, I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desks, drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's the layout of the entire Host Peak Academy. I found it in its headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second room of the doors didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. But what do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Of course, once I got to... which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ukasuba, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikasuba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Host Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikasuba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have been the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. You mean in the bedroom. During the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class cloud to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other Ultimate Despair. The other Ultimate Despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro is the Ultimate Despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the Ultimate Despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the Ultimate Despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. We're
That's
talking
right.
about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the Ultimate Despair. That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the Ultimate Despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100 miles just pain of a junkie poo junkie, jinky pee is ended. Surviving students 6. To be continued right now. Dream Island Rocket. Five alive, five alive, five alive, five alive. I'll just say over this one. The Ultimate Despair, a group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. In some way. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Let's get the F out of here. Row, it's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Oh, I thought she would just come up now. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Let's get going. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Ah, yeah, we out of here. We were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, suffering, despair, execution, death. We're straight into deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long, I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So,
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
because we take pride in it,
Indeed.
right? A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We can stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious
It's
effort?
true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yes, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Host Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Host Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So,
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising
However,
future, but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that all I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right?
However,
But it's not true. But there's one thing that I can never forget. Really?
So,
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
however,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his
Correct.
shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family in order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to cut him out like that?
wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul?
Hey.
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Started from the bottom, now we're here! Oh, looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Host Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm very certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back. I'm back, baby! I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Host Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you help me. So they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah,
So
of course.
then-
And let's just get a concrete answer.
In
Huh?
other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. She said that she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now. Don't worry. What you think is going to happen is because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard out. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
indeed.
Monokuma
Shall
should
we
be in
go?
the gym. Let's get going. How do you know? In the gym.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta put it to you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Right.
Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill
in
me.
other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as a blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it surely would be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Black End is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Black End is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? You make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. I know you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said exactly right. Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course you can say, we're just making this all up, you're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair, fair
that's
and
what
square,
we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair
It's
trial.
time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Very.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored. I decided to change things up a little, so time for bear jokes. Now that you've suggested... now, what you suggested might be plausible, it would certainly make for one honey of a
in
climax.
other words,
Does that mean you accept?
Guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Well, you're hoping that our will might despair claim your victory.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one finally grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting name. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pointing around the school. If you can do
I
that,
can barely contain
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
Guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, we all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has how this has all turned
Hey.
out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule, when one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
Hey,
I just wanted to confirm, that is what you said, right? and it's a true thing. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro is a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. Get lost, would ya? Why so mad? It seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't care anymore. You're all going to get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god, no. I definitely feel my heart skipping then. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked along, and just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. So, once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from the final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept it. Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So, when was the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it, but do you remember what the mastermind said? It's about the TV, isn't it? If you're watching. Yeah, they said they had hijacked the airways to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do
in
it.
other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the
it
world.
would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those two regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
Prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept? You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least.
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Jungle broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your
However-
challenge. Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right this time. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
however,
Anyway, we can't just relax yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this
Correct.
game. Everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to
Hey.
win. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Huh? What? Huh? Anyway, right now we have to go find
Shall
the
we
others.
go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Shall we? Of course we shall. Hey, everybody! And suddenly we were greeted with... You again! Yeah, you again. I changed Monokuma's voice in Makoto. Is he broken? I suppose his emotion and stability reaches limit. Jeez, what the heck?
however,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their face, I couldn't help myself. I cried. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened, Monokuma. Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class
In
trial?
other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial. What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling
Wrong.
you. Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
See.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
that's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? Yeah, boy. Yeah. You make it sound like it was easy. No.
however,
By executing Makoto, who was in the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? Yeah, no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. So there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you agreed to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive battle, a rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that, huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants. Yeah, we know. 16 students. That's all I walked into school. Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? Bye-bye.
So, in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Ho's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And of those 16 people, we started out with the only one still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue or do you get it now? Oh wow, you're off the mark, but sure. You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, you can't be sure. You can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that confused us.
Indeed.
Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate is fair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Whoa.
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right,
Then
right?
maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Dong, bing, bong.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. Well, I was planning on working alone from the beginning
In the
anyway.
name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After me, his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? That master, the rest of you are all like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. That took a trudge out of the dining hall, and now she's gone. And you're gonna go all by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hida, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm going to use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing now, the hero left the dining hall. Everyone's really going to go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
I mean,
But up to now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hino's surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, just us two. Indeed. Alright, bye Kyoko. I probably shouldn't leave. Why? Bruh. So you're gonna go off your own too, right Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to our search separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. School. Spit my friggin' tongue. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all sleep together. Do, do, do. We're back to the rock music, oh yeah! I guess I'll start by taking in a look at Monokuma files. The explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the last. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had been struck in the head with an object about as big as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikasuba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with a maximum space on it. Oh, on the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. I should be open now, right? After that, I'll have a double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Place to check. Well, I already have one place in mind that I want to... Anyway, so I can't remember. It's the Monokuma Face Store!
Hey,
That's
Makoto!
Hina! Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although I couldn't bring myself to open it,
I mean,
because it might explode, right? And that really sucked, so you open it. Sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Well, let's go check. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Ah, wait, let me take over first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hit on me. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Of course. Alright, here goes nothing. Threw all my way into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. So they were right in there controlling Monokuma when we were in there as well. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was, wow, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Even me probably freak out if he saw cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then, could that mean... Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just... Or whatever. Something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center. I took a good look at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I probably better go check it. Yes, please, I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. Yeesh. And look what's there! Did I hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey? Roar! Give me all your donuts! Is that you, Hina? What? Aw, man, Buster! How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here. Ah! Guess what I found? A self-destruct button! Whatever you do, don't push it!
Too bad.
Aw, man! Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Of course, it's where Monokuma was controlled. Honestly, I actually forgot about that. Yo, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now? It was Monokuma. Monokuma? What? For real? Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe Mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right. But if the Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside this school the whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true, it's very polarizing. Yeah, 16 students. Then the Mastermind Monokuma's puppeteer really is 16 students. No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Why? Of course this is a 16 student Monokuma control room. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the Mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. Can't say it is impossible, but I really hope it's not true. So, like, you wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you wanna get going? Yeah. It's just, yeah, I thought so. There's nothing else actually to check here, though, is there? No. Click. As soon as the door center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Ah, the door. It just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right. It's locked. But why? Of course it's locked, because data center is now restricted. Monokuma.
Just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like. It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stop moving. Then, that room.
Yep.
And so you may have guessed that's where my controls are. So, right now, you're being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correct, the Mundo.
Liar.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Hoo-hoo-hoo. Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor. Whew, too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, the hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. Damn, I actually always missed that freaking hatch. He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The Mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then, when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be open from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have time to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. He took off at a full sprint. And I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward. Guess we're close to the biolab, and I know who's gonna be in the biolab. And well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? Oh, I was wrong. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 bodies, and there's how many of us left? 6. That's 15. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall, and on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side, there's some kind of weird machine built in. I've seen something like this before. Ah, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? To probably take a closer look around. Ooh, white tarp. A stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. Ooh, another photo. No? Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethanol gases. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated system has been activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. Jesus Christ. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for a dog. It's the unlikely event of a problem. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and alarm will send immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Like the fuck. The ones on the left, there we go. The right hands are off. Well, looking around, I think I get it. Seems clear to me now. It was a makeshift morgue. Here we go. BIOS lab secrets. And about those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is bio-level lights. Can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died. And that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. And deedly, my kowtow, and deedly. There's icicles hanging from the monitor. I'm surprised the surveillance camera can work with how cold it is in here. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Oh, man. It's the same crap. Alright, I guess that's here. Leave the area? Yep. Damn, I thought Crazy was in there. Oh, since we're up here, I guess we can possibly look over the garden and dojo now. Huh? It's gone. Muko's body. It's not here. There's still just 4 chickens left. Honestly, I'd be kind of terrified if there were more than that. Swing the control panel. They're set to turn on 7:30 in the morning, and Monokuma said the time possibly couldn't be changed. Monokuma flower. Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? I don't think it's related to the case, so I better keep my distance. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I better check just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body, but if it's not in here either, then it could be in the biolab. Of course, aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing I need to check. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in the case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh. I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. Then this originally came from the Biolab. Obviously! Tarp. Just wondering. It's the pickaxe on the handle. It says Crazy Diamond. The same. The other normal code. The pickaxe in the model somehow strange. Oh well. Thought I might hear something a bit more, but no. That's all I really need to check here. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. this is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or, no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Yo, what even? Dude, what even? Ooh, someone got splattered. Got splooshed. Kabooshed. Oh, we can get in. Yo. Oh no, I just thought we came in on this side. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Damn. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. But it's got money! No bin? Damn, are we the only one with a bin? Yeah, and there's no cameras here. There's nothing else to check out with this part, is there? No, nothing. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't get myself to go in. Let's see how bad in here is. What? It's immaculate. Immaculate. What even? Giraffe. Oh, there's more up there, but we'll go in here. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the whole 3 students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even going to bother trying. I wonder if I can open this locker. Well, nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. This must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers of the locker rooms on the 2nd floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean? Let's just give it a try. Take my handbook and run it across the card reader, and then... No, look, maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Is that right, Makoto? I wonder if I can open this locker. Right, all around, nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. Maybe I'm saying, open your handbook. No lock, maybe. Yep, same stuff as before. There's a metal plate mounted onto the locker. There's no way to get it open. Can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna try. And metal plate again. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. And there's coinage! Can we see the bin? No. Can't see the bin. Okay, I guess we're gonna leave. Oh, the headmaster's room, I'm guessing. And guess who's here? None other than Miss Kyoko Kirigiri. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere. It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko, I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Huh, there's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
Indeed.
A breeze. There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something? A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All we know is that it probably made up of letters and our numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork and all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been this password. When I think of how much time I waste on this. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the Ultimate Despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However...
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The Ultimate Despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's good outlook to have. The Ultimate Despair. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, how about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it, I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she thought about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I clicked myself and then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just take the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slowly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Beep. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko, I think she's more pissed that you were right. Hey, Kyoko, I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present, wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. And the more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh.
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in here?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever slowly, I lifted it up. The light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and screamed. Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones there, human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones? That body? That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she'd been searching for? Hold on, how can you how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So,
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. The same person may very well be messing with the planet all of a sudden. According to the file, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s, and 16 students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
in other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he is also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? Okay, some of that pride in order to enter Hall's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did, knowing it's something a true Kirigiri would never do. We should really give up a pride just for that. I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It was a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster. Yeah, there's been a lot worse fathers. Legitimately. I need to look around a little more, I think. The Headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue. I really want to check it out, but I don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without permission. Oh my god,
Hey.
dude. Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like.
Because...
And sure, never let anything get in the way of investigation. I don't. Okay, then if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has labeled on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
in other words,
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably
it would
right.
seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? Oh, Kyoko. I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Yes, it's okay. My god. Boy.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? Favor, what is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more,
Hey.
but could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a
I
second.
need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, but not by heart and soul, but maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're gonna say? If so, that it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've gotten myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then, I'll see you later. Alligator. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock for me. To find out what happened to the headmaster? There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the host peak staff, the one... Yeah. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't a mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... one of the students. 15 of us met in the main hall at 16, including me. Only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Well, I see none of it adds up for sure. Even Mukuro, she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Yakiya, Hiro, Kyoko, Asuna, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Well, yes, because if you remember in the biolab, there was 9 of them lights on. 6 of us left. That only adds up to 15. Only 9 people are dead, not 10. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Really? Really, you're not gonna bother trying? I don't think this locker is gonna open. Wonder if I can open this locker. Well, nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open after all. It's probably somewhere, yep. And the handbook to open these, so I mean, well, let's just give it a try. Tell me a handbook right across the... No lock, maybe only, yeah, locker. Wait, but... What about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Alright, come on, give it one more try, so. To the emergency handbook, I run across the card reader. Beep. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. Don't see anything that might be a clue. Gotta go for each locker separately, huh? Looks like the locker opened. Let's see what we got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. So we can open any of these. Let's go straight to the middle. Really? Oh, alright. I took the emergency handbook. The locker opened. Let's see what we got inside. Nope, don't see anything that could be a clue. Handbook, beep, opened, inside. Ooh! This thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure who it is. But there's something written inside. It could be important. I'm only violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been pretty meticulous, huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in the communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happened to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. Oh my, I wonder who that belongs to. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she had already told me. She says she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just happened to be the headmaster and my father. What does that all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my head, mine just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? There's a second despair. Locker pocketbook. Can we open this one okay? Now let's see what we got inside. Don't see anything that might be a clue. So Kyoko's the only one that uses a locker, huh? Ooh! Well, the locker is totally disorganized. Whoever belonged to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is definitely Heroes anyway. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up to no particular order and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, and any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hakaguri. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written, Yasuhiro Hakaguri. Kure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had a chance to take any classes. So, what is this notebook? Locker notebook! But the more I see, the less sense it makes, because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to the people here? A notebook that seems to belong to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation, but if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. I guess that's the last one, yeah. Oh. And there's Byakuya. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Let's check out the folder. Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not possible.
Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such ignorance.
When we get out of here, remember this moment. Oh, go to hell, Byakuya. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. That's exactly what I was going for. Class 78 student roster. It contains profiles for all of us and Mukuro.
So, in other words,
Apparently, Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned Class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with
In
hers,
other words,
there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope Speed Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusawa, 16 students. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. And even tearing the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. Well, what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages.
so in other words,
When it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is that? Is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? I was trying to go and read it. I was trying to go take a look, you fucking twat. It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappears suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats, close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I'll be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro. Or maybe they actually did take her by surprise. What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
that's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78? That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5'7", 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals, 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body? You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? Wait, is he trying to say? There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm,
It's
right?
all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Ah, yeah, good boy, Mikoyo. Mukuro's profile. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice from me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words,
The cost of that fate might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think, call it a hunch. A hunch. My hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time, take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. I pay no heed to your stupid little hunch. There are trophies and even a shield in display case. The bookshelf seems really well made and it's filled with files and thick books. Yeah, the student mystery is from us and it's just the same stuff as before. So we click on the quest, but we can't. Oh, you know what that means, kiddos!
This is a school announcement.
Indeed it
is
is,
everyone
Mama.
working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint.
Uh-huh.
For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Oh. I thought we were gonna, start the class trial. What? Now he wants to give us a hint? Suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? Indeed he did. Indeed he did. Yes, a hero! Oh, hey hero. Oh, Makoto! Why'd you act all so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hero. It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time?
Oh boy, what could it be? What's going on?
So it should just show me. And it does. Just shows us. Now let's skip ahead, shall we?
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome! Welcome, hello! Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. The envelope? This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. It's gonna be like a full picture of what we found before. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found inside was a single photograph. Yep. And I'm guessing we're the one taking the photo because we're actually not in it. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who had come to Hole's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. I do. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we all looked at the file. Mukura Ikesawa. Then this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself, and we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture has 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. No, it's because you're taking the picture. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean... could it be everyone else just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kinda getting in the way standing there, you know? So, I mean, get out. But, I told you, I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. Guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Group photo. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. With the confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. And rejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? Nah, but it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. This is the biolab one more time. And the first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Huh? Toko? I knew Crazy would be in here at some point. It's open. Oh, but Toko. Oh, alright. Toko, are you okay? No. No. She's not dead. Is she? Whoa! It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep? Ah, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Have you reached that
Then what?
certain age?
Unbothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What did you do to Miss Morris? Oh, that's right, your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazinga! We share basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. Oh no, it's more like half. Just like Jill's memory. But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I'll slit your throat. I don't know, I'm sure Biek is around somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so.
I'm
I
on
knew it! I
fire.
totally knew it! I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Yeah, crazy. As soon as Jill shut off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Ah, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Jill anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. I know, right? Not like she didn't open the friggin' freezer. The fridge is open. But I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She fainted so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize. But listen, about this room. Oh yeah, it's a morning. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and well, here you have it. You mean she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jill came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear. I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the stuff there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why is everything gotta be so difficult with her?
Anyway,
We should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing this. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Corpse? Mukuro's body is inside this
I
fridge.
see.
Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did this. The mastermind did this? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right, Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last time I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there. That's it. In the freezing cold? Can I, like, help? No. It's fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. Oh, you little bitch. I should ask Kyoko about that good photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's what that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us to cloud our judgment. Can't solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to... Oh, I can solve this mystery on my own, whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here, looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a try to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. I should ask you about the photo. Okay, so we're gonna say the same thing again. I can't leave things where they are right now. That's nice. Yeah, I know, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Mom, I can't do it. On the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. Yeah, but the ones aren't. It would seem blue lights come on when it's occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9 lights? Ding ding ding, boys picked it up. Biolab lights. Maybe now, Kyoko? Nope, still your photograph. Bloody hell. I already looked through this instrument, more importantly. You know, I think I've seen a turf like this somewhere before. Yes, you have, obviously. It's the same as the one I found in the garden tool shed. And if I remember that turf, it had a stamp on it that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Tarp has been updated. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow, and that's where I'll make my report too. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which, when completed through the body, they had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old. Yes, but days old.
Is that right?
What does it say they're old?
Because...
Huh? All the Monokuma files, oh yeah, is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they gave.
Listen.
We seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma photo right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
What if Mukuro wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There is no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as
In
they
other
can.
words,
They envision these possibilities with prejudice without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Kyoko's account.
hey,
So, if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
so
5'7", 97 pounds, vitals 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So
Indeed.
then, and don't forget about the firmware tattoo, there's absolutely no mistake.
indeed.
Our victim in this case is without doubt Mukuro Ikasawa. Mukuro Ikasawa profile has been updated.
And
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yep, I think so.
so then,
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like that?
why?
That? You forget she was once our enemy. Anyways, a part of the ultimate despair, but she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that. It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Ah, hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. Oh, we're gonna hear a ding-dong in a minute. But don't do it now. Oh. Thought we would've got interrupted already. Hey, Kyoko. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to
What?
ask. Go ahead, then. I will. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got
What?
here? What?
so
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the
Indeed.
dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any lockers, you need a handbook of where the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency
I
handbook.
see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because
Like I said, only the locker's owners should be able to get into it, right? Can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, but your father.
if that's true,
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto,
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
so
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker.
Makoto,
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. DVD? It says Class 78 Urgent Interviews.
so
I found it in that hidden room after you left.
anyway,
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever been before. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess that means there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD.
Makoto,
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble?
in
Ramble?
other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangements I had made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I want to ask for the rest of my life, and all because of the mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and yet suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness. So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether the truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the great truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world, I can't afford to lose. Alright, time to get to the AV room. This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the blank monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Then. Are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school.
No.
Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school? I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. But this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I had heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen. If I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. It's me! Huh? What I saw was me. And possibly undeniably
So,
me.
Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Yes. Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in there, the here and now, had absolutely no memory of this. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk with him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
No,
I
we
promise
don't.
that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Yeah, I didn't do much of a good job, man. Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya. Kyoko. Asahina. Everyone. They all said they agreed to live in the school forever. And then... Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted the life within the school. As Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oh, I wonder. And there he is. Oopsie! Looks like it broke out of service! What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's how failure is, right? Failure, my ass. You cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd be more of the same. I doubt he cut it off for a reason. He'd asked them the question, and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remember something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Convenient outcome. Something that seems to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Our interview DVD has been updated. Oh, here we go.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial.
Let's get started in here.
Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives would be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. The end is here. Let's do this. I guess I'm the first one this
Makoto.
time. You're early, Makoto.
Listen,
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However-
You're literally in the AV room. You weren't even that far away. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said. Byakuya! I'm guessing it's to do with Toko. They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? silence, and it wasn't any normal silence. It was definitely silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear. I'm on
Strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze. Now listen, everything will just be fine if you leave it to me. With my sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy gust faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin. Final class trial is gonna be slather in pitch black despair. Maximum sorrow. You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know? If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe on this, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square. And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
Guys.
So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as their harmonica disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my
This will
family.
be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact, nobody said a word, they just disappeared into the elevator. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid suspicious of each other.
However,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us about it soon. At the class trial. You're right, I'm ready.
so
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And Kyoko was aboard the elevator. We're gonna slow down right here. We're gonna actually stop just before the last class trial, before the ending of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. But let me ask you a question. Why is everyone so tense? Why is everyone suspicious of each other right now, just before the class trial, just before we can try and win this? What do you guys think? Well, let me know down in the comments below. Let's have a chit chat about it. But that is it for me, BDB. I will see you later.